but quite a lot. No? So we can safely say that the Muslim population in Southeast Asia, generally, more or less is about 300 million. 300 million Muslims. So from this background or premises, we as Muslims believe strongly that what God has said in the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran, we believe that it was revealed to the Prophet Muhammad, the last messenger sent by God. We believe that he was Muhammad, the final messenger. So you believe maybe, or you have heard about Abraham. Yeah, you have heard about Jesus. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Isa. Yeah, those are prophets. But we believe in Islam, the last prophet was the Prophet Muhammad. Was born in Makkah. Was born in Makkah about 1,400 years ago. Okay. Alright. So one of the verse in the Holy Quran, we believe that God said, the Jewish people and the Christian peoples will not be happy with you, Muslims, with you. I mean, directly, God told Muhammad, Muslims prophet, the Jewish people and the Christian people will not be happy with you unless you and your followers follow them. Okay, clear? This is what God told the last prophet, that the Prophet Muhammad and his followers, including these Muslims, all over the world, okay, all over the world, and the Christians all over the world, okay. So this is a statement or verse or revelation, if you like, was there about 1,400 years ago. But the question is, how sensitive we Muslims are toward this statement, okay. You want to say something?
My question also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why there will be no real peace until the end of this world. You have been in Belgium for 2 years, right?
Yeah.
So you notice. For example, indirectly how Clinton, how Obama, how Bush were doing to the Muslim world. Is it fair? Or is it not fair? So this is an indication of this unhappiness to the Muslim world. Okay, I'm not accusing them, but there are so many indications, proof. So there will be no real peace in this world until the end of this world. Why? Because of this statement. So what to do? What to do in order to overcome these issues? Okay. So we don't, generally, Muslim worlds do not prepare weapons to fight them. No. Why? Because maybe this is not the final solution. It is not the best solution. Okay, we still have choice. So how to communicate with them. Okay, so that's why if you follow in Google because since 9/11, you know, 9/11 in New York. Okay, you know this, the what they call it, World Trade Center in New York. 9/11. 9/11 about how many years ago?
2001.
2001. Where two airplanes hit the World Trade Tower. Yeah. You see what happened? What's going on right now? The American government and the European generally, they accuse the Muslim as terrorist attack. Is it fair? It is not fair. Okay. So there is a scholar whose background is medical science, medical profession. His name is Dr. Zakir Naik from India. Okay. Dr. Zakir Naik has done a research that there are 70 scientists, all American, proof that it was inside job. You can do research. Okay. In other words, the bombing has not been done by the Muslims. Okay. So in other words, until today, no single scientist, no single country can prove that the bombing has been done by Muslim. Okay. So you see, if you do research more, The bombing has caused many American, many European converted to Islam instead. But the original intention is to demonize Muslims and Islam. You see? You can study this. What is the real intention of this bombing? In order to justify how the American government can attack Iraq, which is Islamic country, can attack Afghanistan, which is Islamic country,
And now Syria.
and Syria. Okay, it's still going on.
And the next is Turkey. And the next is Indonesia.
Yeah. I mean the business going on like this will not stop because of this revelation. Okay. So we as Muslims, we don't retaliate. I mean unprofessionally. We have to retaliate in a professional way. How? Is to explain what Islam is all about. So we don't force European, we don't force any nationalities to convert to Islam. But we explain. If you do research, simple research, you will find professors, scientists with different background have converted to Islam. Why? Because Islam is a true religion, a true and final revelation from God. Okay? So we believe Judaism was true, Christianity was true, but the final revelation is Islam. So when Islam came down, the two previous religions have been abrogated. Meaning to say, it is not valid to say, for example, I'm a good Christian, but I don't accept Muhammad as our final prophet. Yeah. Since the coming of the prophet, peace be upon him, you cannot become a Jew, a real Jew. Finish. Judaism, the time of Judaism has finished. The time of Christianity has finished. Okay? So in other words, if you want to be a good religious person in this particular time, you don't have choice. But you have to be a Muslim. Okay? You cannot claim I am a good Jew. I am a good Christian. But I don't want to accept Muhammad as the final messenger. In other words, the final revelation has been completed since the coming of the last prophet, who is Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay? So that's why you can notice that why the Southeast Asians people have converted to Islam very, very easily. Okay? Without any war. Without any war. Can you imagine Indonesia alone, 260 million. Okay? Without any war. In India also, maybe 100 million plus, if I'm not mistaken, Muslims in India.
More than
In
Indonesia
Pakistan.
now. Muslim is more than Indonesia now. In India.
India,
The population,
Population.
most than.
Yeah.
In
How many million Muslim population in India right now?
15 out of
50% of
100.
population.
Yeah.
So half population, are another religion.
74 Hindus.
Yeah,
Hinduism.
majority, the official religion is Hindu and Sikh. Sikh. Okay. Right. So what the result of this fighting going on? I will show you. Maybe you can, if you have pen drive, you can take this. A book written by a British convert, has converted to Islam and married to Malay. His name is Ian Buchanan. Now he is residing in Malaysia. It's quite old. Maybe about
Salak.
70 plus years old.
Salak Olanar.
Okay. So if you are interested to read, I will show you that what the Christians and the Jews will do, especially in Southeast Asia, to stop them from practicing Islam, to stop non-Muslims in Southeast Asia from converting to Islam. How? Okay, so I will show you. Maybe if you this is one. This is a PhD thesis done in America. the origins of Islamic reformism in Southeast Asia. So they explain how Islam came to this part of the world. Okay, but another book also I will give you if you're interested.
Yeah, really interesting.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
will.
I have flash drive.
Yeah.
Flash disk.
Saya ada tapi tak boleh masuk. Boleh
Saya,
lah.
saya ada dekat Indonesia.
Oh. Saya dah cuba lah, tak boleh masuk. Saya punya ada.
Ya.
Link.
Tak original kan.
Oh. Saya tak nampak. Cak mak cak.
So because it is in English, printed in published in Australia, this PhD. So I will show you also. Before that, I will explain about this book. The title of the book is Sang Nila Utama and the Lion of Judah. Okay, Sang Nila Utama is the first person to discover Singapore.
Ah.
Okay, this is a history. It's very important. Okay, the first Malay Muslim discovered the small island called Singapore. His name is Sang Nila Utama. Malay.
That's why Singapore
Sang
called
Nila
Singapore.
Utama. Okay, Singapore. So, and then the Christian missionaries came to Singapore. They assumed that because Singapore, Singa in Malay language means lion. Okay, so the Christian missionaries came. They assumed that this is the lion mentioned in their holy book. You see? So they say, okay, Singapore has become a Christian country. So we want to make Singapore as our basis to spread Christianity in Southeast Asia. So that's why the Christian missionaries in Southeast Asia, they are working very hard to attract the Chinese so that the Chinese can convert the rest of the population in Southeast Asia. Why the Chinese? They have three main reasons. Number one, Chinese, they are not very strong in religion. Number two, Chinese very rich. Number three, Chinese spread all over the place. Okay, in the mainland. So to the extent that Christian missionaries are hoping that within 30 years, the mainland China will be converted into Christianity. This is their hope. Okay, so after this, they hope that China will produce missionaries. You see, missionaries, in order to spread the Christianity in Southeast Asia, in India, in Pakistan, up to Middle East. Okay, because they believe in their theory that there is what they call the last wave. Okay, the last wave meaning the responsibility of the American has finished in spreading the gospel. Okay, and the second wave is the responsibility of the European, has finished also. So they believe that the last wave of the struggle will be done by the Chinese. Okay, they are hoping that China will become a strong Christian nation so that they can produce missionaries to do the job. Okay, so that's why they are focusing on Chinese, okay, to do the job. Okay, so we as Muslims, we do not respond negatively. We do not respond by bomb, for example, by terrorism and so on and so forth. But at the same time, I will give you this book. They give you detailed information about how the Christian missionaries doing their work in Southeast Asia. For example, they give you the biggest church in Indonesia,
Yes.
which is in Solo, can accommodate 20 people inside the church. And also in Malaysia, they have built the biggest church in Malaysia inside the city of Kuala Lumpur in Bukit Jalil. The biggest church in Malaysia. Okay, so in other words, this book gives you detail information about the plan and the strategy of Christian missionaries in Southeast Asia. This is my understanding that a single Muslim, even a scholar, cannot do as detailed as this. Why this person can do it? To my understanding, most probably because he was one of the Christian missionaries. This is my understanding. Because the information...
But normally he was Muslim?
No, he is a Muslim.
Muslim.
But before he was a Christian.
Christian.
Yeah, so that's why he can gather the very detailed information about their activities. So, myself as a lecturer in Islamic studies, I try to combine between the revelation and the content of this book. Okay, what does that mean? It means when God explained that the Jewish people, the Christian people will not be happy with you Muslims until you follow them. So how do we know that the Christians and the Jews are really doing their job in order to attract the Muslims? So this book explains this one revelation in detail. Okay, maybe I will stop for time being. Maybe if you have any question, I just want to...
Okay, if you have any question. Ada pertanyaan, soalan. Kata orang Indonesia pertanyaan, kata orang Malaysia soalan.
Soalan. Kata orang Filipin?
Soalan.
Kalau tulisnya soru.
Question. Ada soru? Oh, tak ada soru. Soru pertanyaan, Prof.
Soru olan wal mah.
Saruh باللغة in Arabic saruh jet. Rocket. Rocket. We don't have rocket.
Prof, ada 6 orang roket Atan.
Yeah, I have questions.
Okay, your question.
Question. I want to get explanation.
Okay,
Because in Europe, most of the people are Christian.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So now, in Greece currently, there are a lot of terrorist attacks happen in Europe. So whenever we look at terrorist attack, the attackers are all attackers are Muslim.
Okay.
So now, before some European people have sympathy and they have humanity to all nationality, to all religion. But now they start to hate, not hate. They start to discriminate Muslim people because all terrorist attackers are Muslim. So how was your opinion on this terrorist attack?
Okay. Well, it's quite difficult to answer because, for example, you can watch in YouTube, Clinton.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton said clearly that we have funded them. Okay, we have funded them. What does it mean? It means the terrorist activities sponsored by directly or indirectly by the
Jumping sana.
So you cannot blame them because because not all of them. Maybe those who have no, for example, what happened in Iraq or in Syria, for example, you can watch in YouTube that some member of ISIS or IS and stuff, for example, when they are caught, they cannot even read the Quran. You see. So in other words, many
Poor people,
non-Muslim
not just
and ignorant people join the group.
yes.
Okay, not because they are Muslim, but maybe because of money.
Yeah, I think so because I read Quran. In my opinion, if the real Muslim don't do any bad things, because the main commodity, one of the main commodity is not to kill other people and not to the objective of the Muslim religion is to be a good person, right? So
there is there is one verse in the Holy Quran. You can read in English, saying that anyone rescue one soul as if he rescued the whole humanity. Okay? So there is no justification from the Quran that killing people is good.
Yeah. So I think they are these terrorist attackers are not Muslim.
Not Muslim, not real Muslim.
Not real
Not real
Muslim.
Muslim.
And they are using the name of
Yeah.
the religion.
Yeah. So, in other words, when you see the terrorist group, we can simply say that 50% supported by the maybe European or American, and another 50% those ignorant Muslims. Only Muslim by name. But what is the teaching of Islam? They do not know exactly.
The other question?
Any other question? Not in Turkish, eh?
I will translate in Turkish also.
Okay.
If you have a question.
Okay.
I have questions because before I'm not Muslim, but how can I say? In Belgium, I was met with Turkish friends, and then we always discuss about religion. After that, I start to interest Muslim, and that's why I read. Before I read Bible, and then I read now I read Quran.
Quran.
So I want to
Compare.
compare. Yeah, what is the difference between these
Yeah.
religions? So in Muslim, some people, some girls cover their head,
Okay.
but some girls don't cover their head.
Okay, good.
So what is the difference
Okay.
between them?
I will answer this question.
Okay, so
But Professor
when,
now
we,
is
when we talk about religion, and then when we talk about religiosity, okay, so roughly covering the head is better from religious perspective. Yeah, because Quran told Muslim women to cover their head. Okay, so those who reject from covering their head, they have the opinion that this is not obligation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is not obligatory for them to cover their head. So they feel they're free. Okay. So if you do a research and study about Muslims, there are so many different characters. Yeah. There's so many. For example, I grow beard. Some of them did not. They shave. So this is also a small issue. A small issue. Some of them wear turban. Okay. Some of them don't. Okay. So some of them they shave all the head, and some of them don't. So this is all small issues. Okay. But my personal opinion that if you want to be a good Muslim, you have to cover your head. For example,
What is the reason?
okay, the reason
I have one reason for this. Those who cover his head looks more beautiful than before. Rational. Rational. Yes.
No, okay, no, because you see, another one reason mentioned in the Quran that why Muslim women should cover their head. God said in the Quran that so that it is easier for the society to differentiate between Muslim women and non-Muslim women. That is the basic reason why. Number two, it is also safe. Safety reason in the society. Okay, because they know
Just
that
covering
Muslim.
their hair is safety?
I mean from the society. So that for example you are not it's very sensitive point. That if you don't cover your hair, they assume that you are trying to attract men. You see that's the perception.
Okay.
The perception.
Yeah.
So there is one singer, star.
Yeah, but
Well, okay, before that, his name before Islam is Cat Stevens. Have you heard? A singer from UK.
Cat Stevens.
You know, and now maybe about 30 years ago has converted to Islam. So one student, my former student at AUN in Malaysia, asked Cat Stevens. She said, Cat Stevens, what is your opinion toward women generally? He said, before I became a Muslim, I did not respect women at all. Okay, this is his personal opinion. And then he said, But when I became a Muslim, I respect
batu, ada
women
batu.
very much, especially the mother. Okay.
You are the insurance.
And then he continued, saying that this is for general information. So according to Kate Stevens, that woman before going out, okay, they will dress, okay, and they look at from this side, from that side, from this side, okay, thinking that when I go out, men will look at me from behind. Another man will look at me from in front. Another man will look at me from this side and that side. So in that case, he said, according to him, if a woman thinking like this, when they go out, when will that kind of woman think about God? Do you understand? This is very deep, very deep. That in Islam, we are supposed to think about God rather than who is looking at me. Do you understand? So in other words, in Islam, we are more concerned about the view of God rather than the view of people. Do you understand? That we in Islam, we appreciate very much about how God look at us rather than how people accept us. Because we believe everything we have, God give us, not people. It does not mean that we do not respect people. Okay? But we respect our Creator more than our society. You understand? So in other words, if you don't cover your head, well, you are a Muslim, you should ask yourself that do you want to please your Creator or your society? Do you want to get reward from God or what you call praise from the society? Which one you prefer? Do you expect that your society will say to you, you are a beautiful woman? Or you will act according to the teaching of your religion, so that God will give you reward what you are doing, for example. So which one is good? To do what will please your God, or to do something will displease your God? Okay, so that's the issue.
Ya, paham lah semua ni insyaAllah. Paham lah insyaAllah.
Some people, I saw some girls
Okay.
in Turkey, but I never see in Europe.
Okay.
Some girls cover their head.
Okay.
Although they cover their head, and
Yeah.
downstairs they wear skinny
Yeah,
and
okay,
high
very
heel
good, very good.
and a nail polish. But so what is
Contradiction,
I
right.
comparable.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Very good question. So when we talk about Islam, Islam is a very, very deep and very wide. So if you want to know Islam, you study Islam. You don't look at people. You see, there is a very famous saying. If not mistaken, a
Al-Haq
scholar from Egypt.
laisa fil
He
rijal.
said, I went to Indonesia. Okay, I saw Muslims, but I do not see Islam. But when I returned to Arab countries, I saw Islam, but I did not see Muslims.
Islam Muslim.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. Can you? Do you get?
it means
You mean that Islam is the teaching, Muslims the society, the person.
Society.
So you cannot judge Islam by looking at the character of the Muslims,
people.
because they do not represent exactly the teaching of Islam.
Islam.
Okay, so if you want Islam, you read the Quran. Okay, you don't become a Muslim by looking at the characteristic of the Muslims, because, for example, if you go to Arab country, you will find different. What basic similarities among them is only to pray 5 times a day. Okay, and fast 1 month during 1 year. Okay, so you don't judge Islam by looking at individual. Okay.
Yeah. I after reading some point,
Okay.
some important point in the Quran, some points are reasonable.
Okay.
If the points are reasonable, I accept it.
Okay.
Some points are not reasonable, I don't accept.
Okay. Okay.
I assume like that in my opinion, but I don't know so much about Islam because I'm just studying to convert.
Yeah.
So just learning and trying to be understand more and more.
Okay. Good.
So for
You
example,
see, sorry.
yeah.
So many non-Muslims have done research 10, maybe 20 years before converting to Islam. You see, this is what they do. So especially European. So European became Muslims after doing research. Yeah, comprehensive research. Okay, but we in Philippines, in India, in Thailand, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, generally, we became Muslims through our parents.
Yeah, tradition.
Yeah. Our father, our mother Muslim.
That's
Therefore,
why
we
you're
also
Muslim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Traditional, traditional Muslim.
So that's why the Christians and the Jews are trying to attract us to follow them. So in other words, if we don't study Islam, the real Islam, maybe some of us will follow them, become Christian.
Oke, ini sampai jam berapa?
Sampai berapa sampai?
Kita ada waktu sholat nih.
Masih di Musafir kan Bapak?
Hah? Oke, continue, Prof.
Okay, maybe some question from India.
From India. We have question. Because you have so many the other religious neighbors.
Filipin.
Malaysia.
Of course, in some countries like Cambodia, Philippines, Thailand, and Myanmar also, Muslim just is minority there. Maybe got some problem in daily life when get interact with Muslim Buddhists or Hindus. We can share here maybe your question. Kalau tak ada lagi, kita tutup.
I will give you this book. This is PDF. But I couldn't find.
Mau tanya, silakan. Oh iya. Oke, bahasa Arab juga boleh.
Pakai bahasa Sunda boleh juga.
Oh. Prof, dia nak juga tuh. Sudah.
Saya punya nanti saya ambil. Saya punya tak boleh masuk saya ni, Prof. Saya punya dah cuba tak boleh.
Oh iya.
Kau dah ambil.
Oke.
Kau original. Lain.